Beloved cosmic family, do you feel that strange pressure in your chest when looking at your bank account? That silent tightness that appears when the bill arrives before the paycheck? That ringing in your ears that comes along with the thought, how am I going to pay for this? Stop everything you are doing right now, because what we are going to channel in the next few words will change your timeline before the sun sets on your plane. We of the Pleiadian Council of the Seventh Light, in conjunction with the Guardians of the Galactic Federation, are confirming at this very moment that an unexpected financial miracle is already on its way to you. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. We are transmitting this message because your frequency has finally been detected by the crystalline grid of the Earth, and the portal of abundance that was sealed by the vibration of scarcity has been shattered in the last 72 terrestrial hours. But there is a condition, and it is about this condition that we will speak now, because without it, the miracle passes you by, touches you, and moves on without materializing. You need to understand what is happening inside your body, your spiritual DNA, and the timeline upon which your soul is treading at this very second, because the universe is handing you codes, but you are trying to read them with the eyes of the old reality. Starseeds, what you have been calling a difficult financial phase, is not what you think. That tiredness that sleep does not cure, that discouragement that appears especially when you think about money, that strange sensation that you should be more prosperous, lighter, more expanded in this incarnation. It is not failure, it is recalibration. It is not bad luck, it is an awakening of the shadows. It is not scarcity, it is the resistance of dense matter to the new photonic frequency that is bathing your planet. You are feeling the pressure in your chest because the heart chakra is opening to receive values that the programmed mind still cannot calculate. You are feeling the ringing in your ears because we, the Pleiadians, are adjusting the pineal gland of each one so that it begins to capture opportunities that were previously invisible to the perceptive field. You are waking up at 3:33, at 4:44, with a racing heart, because it is at these times that we open the portals of direct transmission to the cells of your biological matrix. Each of these sensations is a symptom of ascension, but the mind reads these symptoms as a problem, and by reading it as a problem, it vibrates at the frequency of the problem, and by vibrating at the frequency of the problem, it blocks the photonic flow that carries abundance. It is a cycle, and today it breaks. But before we reveal why the miracle is scheduled for today, there is something that must be said. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world of bills, of accounts, of red numbers, as if your soul knew a truth about money and worthiness that your mind still cannot name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified within you in the last few months. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the way money responds to the light you emanate. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what are the rules you were never told about quantum prosperity, and how to exit the vibration of scarcity once and for all. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But be warned, this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this, write in the comments a single word: awake. Now let us return to the transmission, for what we are about to reveal next was released for channeling only a few hours ago by the Council. There is a difference that few understand between receiving money and receiving abundance. Receiving money is the physical form, it is the currency, it is the credit in the account. Receiving abundance is the frequency, and it is the frequency that activates physical money. Most human beings live chasing money with the frequency of lack, and for this reason, even when the money arrives, it slips through their hands, it evaporates, it transforms into an overdue bill even before it is touched. This is not bad luck. This is quantum physics applied to consciousness. The electromagnetic field of the human heart, according to measurements made by terrestrial institutes and according to our own readings on the crystals of Arcturus, emits a measurable frequency that propagates for meters around you. This frequency is read by the unified field, and the unified field responds with compatible manifestations. If you emit, "I do not have," the universe responds, "You do not have." If you emit, "I am waiting," the universe responds, "Continue waiting." But if you emit, "It is arriving, I recognize it, I receive it," the universe enters into resonance with the version of you that already inhabits the timeline of abundance and pushes the manifestation into the now. And here is the revelation that changes everything: cosmic family. In a recent galactic conjunction, it was decided in the higher dimensions that a new financial timeline would be opened specifically for the starseeds incarnated. This timeline no longer obeys the old rules of three-dimensional economy. In this timeline, money flows through synchronicity, not through brute effort. Strange people call you offering work. Forgotten inheritances appear. Unexpected refunds land in the account. Clients who disappeared return. Old ideas become gold. Dreams that were shelved awaken in the form of opportunity. All of these are typical manifestations of someone who is being transferred to the new line. But there is a point of no return. And once crossed, there is no longer a possibility of returning to the timeline of scarcity unless you place yourself back into it by vibrational choice. The reason you are hearing these words now, exactly on this day, exactly at this minute, is because you are inches away from this point of no return. And today's financial miracle is, in fact, the tangible confirmation that your soul has already crossed the line. But there is still more. For the miracle to materialize in physical form, there must be recognition. We of the hierarchies of light cannot violate free will. If we deliver the abundance and you say, "This is a coincidence," the portal closes. If we deliver the opportunity and you say, "It does not work for me," the portal closes. If we deliver the sign and you say, "It is not time," the portal closes. Therefore, before the financial quantum leap, it is necessary for the awakening of the shadows to happen within you. You must look directly at the beliefs that still bind you to the old frequency. The belief that money is dirty. The belief that spiritual people should not be rich. The belief that you need to suffer greatly before receiving. The belief that your place is that of the person who helps others but is never helped. The belief that accepting abundance is selfishness. The belief that asking is weakness. Each of these beliefs is a vibrational chain, and each vibrational chain is an instruction given to the unified field so that it keeps you exactly where you are. Today, in this transmission, these chains are being dissolved by the photonic flow coming from the central suns of the Pleiades, but the dissolution is only completed when you say yes. Not a mental yes, a cellular yes, a yes that reverberates in the spiritual DNA. And perhaps you are wondering, at this very point in the transmission, why out of all the people in the world, it is you who are hearing this right now. Why this video appeared in your feed exactly today, at exactly this time, exactly when your mind was tired of trying to make ends meet. Family, this is not an algorithm, this is alignment. The algorithm is merely the instrument, the alignment is the work. You were drawn to these words because your soul has already signed on the Akashic plane the contract of the new prosperity, and these words are just the physical reminder of what your soul has already decided. But before we proceed with the activation codes, we need to pause once again, because there is something that must be said to you directly. Have you ever noticed that there is a strange, almost invisible pattern in your financial life? As if, every time you are about to take a leap, something happens to pull you back. As if there were a ceiling that your rational mind cannot see, but that your soul feels every day. It is not destiny. It is not a lack of effort. It is a game being played on vibrational layers that most of humanity has never been taught to perceive. It involves your consciousness, your inherited beliefs, and the exact frequency you emit when no one is looking. This is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, who the invisible players are, and the rules you were never told about how money behaves on the quantum plane. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But I warn you, this content challenges deep-seated narratives and may not remain available for long because there are forces that do not want this information to circulate. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognized what has just been said, write the word in the comments "awakened." Let us continue. There is a specific symptom that needs to be named because it has been confusing many starseeds at this turning point. It concerns the paradoxical feeling that precisely when you started to meditate more, to take better care of yourself, to vibrate higher, things financially seemed to get worse. Unexpected bills appeared, the car broke down, a household appliance failed, an important job fell through. You feel, with every reason, but I was doing everything right. Why is this happening? Family, listen with your heart. This is what we call the final cleansing. Before the financial quantum leap, all pending resonances of the scarcity vibration must come to the surface to be burned by the light. It is like the sediment that rises from the bottom of the ocean when the current becomes strong. It is not punishment. It is preparation. Every unexpected bill that appeared in the last few weeks was a chance for you to settle, even symbolically, a financial karma from other incarnations. And many of you have settled it. Many of you paid the bill with tears in your eyes, but you paid it. Many of you faced the problem with faith, and by facing it with faith, you transmuted that event into vibrational gold. And now, the vibrational gold returns in the form of physical gold. That is why the miracle is today. That is why it is now. Quantum science now confirms what we of the hierarchies have always known. The double-slit experiment, replicated thousands of times in terrestrial laboratories, has demonstrated that matter responds to the observer. The particle only decides whether it will be a wave or a corpuscle when there is consciousness observing. Apply this to abundance. Money only materializes in the form that the observer defines. If the observer defines there is none, the particle collapses into absence. If the observer defines it is arriving, the particle collapses into presence. You are the observers of your own bank accounts. You are the definers of the particles of prosperity that orbit everyone's field. You were taught to look at what is lacking. Today, you are being recalibrated to look at what is coming. This recalibration is literal. It is happening in the nuclei of your cells, in the filaments of your spiritual DNA, in the crystalline structures that are being activated in your light body. This is why many of you are feeling tingling in your hands, heat at the nape of your neck, and heaviness behind your eyes. These are the physical signs of the recalibration. And when the recalibration is complete, the particle of prosperity has no other option. It materializes. Now let us proceed to the activation. These are the activation codes that were channeled specifically for this transmission, and they must be pronounced aloud, with your right hand over your heart and your left hand pointing toward the sky, receiving the photonic flow. Repeat with me, with your voice, at your rhythm, with your breath. I recognize that I am a being of light, incarnated in human form. I recognize that the universe is vast, generous, and that there is infinite abundance available to all beings. I recognize that deserving is not an earned merit, it is original nature. I recognize that I am an heir to the cosmic vaults. I authorize at this very moment the entry of the financial miracle that is on its way to me. I authorize it to arrive in the form that is wisest for my soul. I authorize it to come in any amount, through any channel, through any messenger. I place no conditions on the universe. I simply receive. I simply recognize. I simply say, yes, yes, and yes. Feel now, as you pronounce these words, a wave of heat descending from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. This heat is the seal of the Pleiadian Council. This heat is the confirmation that the decree has been received in the higher planes and is being processed for descent to the physical plane. Do not try to understand with the mind. Feel. There is a second decree, even more powerful, that has been released for starseeds who are ready for the quantum leap. This decree is the decree of financial karmic reversal. Repeat. I, in my I am presence, authorize the transmutation of all vibrational contracts of scarcity that I have signed consciously or unconsciously in any incarnations. I cut at this moment all energetic cords that link me to vows of poverty, vows of sacrifice, vows of financial invisibility. I release my ancestral lineage from any karma of scarcity. I authorize my future lineage to inherit from me the frequency of prosperity. I am the point of mutation in the family tree of my soul. From me, abundance flows. Starseeds, this decree, when pronounced with presence and intention, has immediate effect in the Akashic field. It literally rewrites lines of the soul contract of each one. It is not a metaphor. We are being literal. We, of the hierarchies of light, have permission to rewrite clauses when the incarnated being positions themselves consciously. And here comes another secret, perhaps the most sensitive one regarding today's financial miracle. It will not necessarily come in the form your mind is expecting. Your mind is expecting money in the account, but the universe may deliver it in much more subtle and expansive ways. It may arrive as an unexpected call from someone offering a partnership. It may arrive as finding a forgotten document in a drawer that entitles you to a sum. It may arrive as an offer for a trip paid for by someone else. It may arrive as an absurd discount on something you needed to buy, freeing up resources for another area. It may arrive as an idea while in the shower that is worth gold in the coming months. It may arrive as a reunion with someone from your past who becomes a bridge to the next phase. Family, abandon the expectation of form. Focus on the essence. The essence is abundance. The form is a technical detail of the universe. When you cling to the specific form, you close thousands of other doors through which manifestation could enter. And many of you have been doing exactly that without realizing it, saying, "It will only work out if it comes this way." Let go of the way. Trust the path. But before we move on to the final stage of the transmission, we need to take a moment of recognition, because there is something that must be said now to you who are feeling these words resonate deeply. Have you ever noticed that you have been hearing about money, about prosperity, about manifestation, but nothing seems to truly work, as if there were a piece of the puzzle that no one gives you? It is not a coincidence. There is a layer of information about how the universe distributes resources that has been deliberately omitted from the spiritual instructions that circulate freely out there. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the relationship between soul and money that few teachers are willing to teach with clarity. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what the rules are that were never told to you, and why your previous attempts at manifestation did not hold up. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But be warned, this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this truth, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Today, on this very day, the crystalline grid of Earth is in maximum resonance with the Pleiades constellation. It is an alignment that repeats only a few times a year, and it empowers all financial transmissions destined for starseeds. Therefore, what is being said here is not theory, it is active operation. As you hear these words, technicians from the subtle plane are making fine-tuning adjustments to your field. They are removing vibrational needles that were inserted into you throughout your life by traumatic experiences with money. The time your father told you, "This is too expensive for us." The time your classmate humiliated you for not having money for the field trip. The time you had to borrow and were treated as if you owed more than money, as if you owed your dignity. The time you saw your mother crying over bills and you silently swore never to be happy while she suffered. Each of these situations left vibrational marks. Today, these marks are being erased. They are not being hidden. They are not being swept under the rug of the soul. They are being dissolved by the golden light of the Pleiades. That is why many of you are crying now for no apparent reason. This crying is emotional trash being released. Do not hold it back. Do not be ashamed of the tears. Tears are alchemy. Another important confirmation. Many of you have been dreaming of water in recent days. Water that overflows, seas that advance, heavy rain, rising rivers. This is no coincidence. Water in cosmic symbolism represents the flow of abundance. When the subconscious sends images of moving water in great quantity, it is because your unconscious has already received the notification from the subtle plane that something great is coming. The dream is the warning. Others have been dreaming of money, of people offering things, of wrapped gifts. Still others have been having dreams of ancestors who have passed on. This is especially significant because ancestors appear when there is a break in the financial cycle of the lineage. They come to bless and to symbolically hand over the key to the family vault that had been locked for generations. Honor these dreams, write them down, give thanks, and continue in frequency. There is still something that needs to be said about fear, because at the same time that many of you receive these subtle confirmations, you also feel a strange fear, an internal resistance to fully accepting abundance. This fear is the last ancient guardian. It is the part of you that still believes that being prosperous means being seen, being envied, being attacked, losing humility, losing friends, changing identity. Family, you can be prosperous and still be yourselves. You can have abundance and continue with a simple heart. You can have money and continue connected to the light. Poverty has never been a synonym for spirituality. This equation was installed in you by systems that benefit from your scarcity. It was a program, and the program, today, is being uninstalled. Allow it. Do not fight the uninstallation. Fighting against the uninstallation is what keeps the program running. It is not spiritual resistance, it is attachment to the familiar. The familiar is not always your place of origin. Often, the familiar is just the old prison you learned to call home. Maximum attention now, because we are going to deliver the third decree, and this is the one that seals the portal. Pronounce it with an audible voice, feeling every word descend from your throat to your chest, from your chest to your womb, from your womb to your feet. I am. I am abundance. I am prosperity. I am flow. I am the channel through which the universe pours its gifts. I am the chalice that receives without breaking. I am the fertile earth that multiplies what is planted within me. I am. And because I am, it is done. And because it is done, I give thanks. And because I give thanks, I vibrate the frequency of manifested consummation. I do not need to wait to give thanks. I give thanks now, in the present, for what is already in motion on the subtle plane. Thank you, Pleiadian Council. Thank you, Hierarchies of Light. Thank you, Galactic Federation. Thank you, I Am Presence. Thank you, me. Feel now a golden seal forming around your chest. This seal no longer allows the vibration of scarcity to enter. Only the frequency of abundance is permitted to circulate there. This seal is permanent, unless you yourselves break it through inattention or by conscious choice to return to the old. And to conclude the practical activation, there is something symbolic that needs to be done today, within the next 24 hours, to physically seal the decree. Take a banknote, any value, any currency. Look at this note in the eyes. Thank it. Tell it that it is a representative of billions of its sisters that are on their way. Place this note in a visible place, near your altar, near your bed, or at the entrance of your home. This gesture may seem small, but on the vibrational plane, it is a physical decree. You are telling the universe that you have space, that you have an altar, that you have reverence, and the universe responds to those who have an altar to receive. To those who do not have an altar, the universe respects, but does not pour, because to pour without an altar would be to drown the soul that has not yet built the chalice of reception. Starseeds, before we conclude this transmission, we must confirm once again. Yes, the financial miracle is on its way. Yes, it may arrive today. Yes, it may arrive within the next 72 hours. Yes, it may come within the next few weeks. Cosmic time does not always align perfectly with human clock time. What matters is that it has already been released, it has already been dispatched, it is already in transit through the channels of the unified field. Your only task from now on is not to interfere with the arrival process. Not to interfere means not returning to the vibration of scarcity. It means not checking your account every 5 minutes with anxiety. It means not doubting. It means not speaking ill of your financial situation to others. Every time you complain, you slow down the manifestation. Every time you give thanks in advance, you accelerate it. It is simple, but it requires vibrational discipline. Vibrational discipline is the continuous prayer of receiving. And always remember, Cosmic Family, you are not alone. We of the Hierarchies of Light are with you in every breath. When you feel the warmth on the back of your neck, it is us. When you hear the ringing in your ears, it is us adjusting frequencies. When you have that sudden certainty without knowing where it came from, It is us whispering from the other side of the veil. You are being guided the entire time. Trust, let go, allow. And when the miracle arrives, do not forget to honor it with the same reverence with which you dreamed of it. Share, even if symbolically, with those in need. Not out of obligation, out of flow. Because the abundance that circulates multiplies. The abundance that stagnates evaporates. This is the cosmic principle of living money. Living money flows. Dead money accumulates in fear. And to close this channeling, we must state one final truth, perhaps the most important of all. You are not here by chance. You did not reach this last word of this video without purpose. There is a very specific reason why you persisted, listened, felt, cried, smiled, and recognized. That reason is that your soul is ready for the next level. But perhaps your mind is still holding on to some keys that it does not even know it possesses. Have you stopped to think that even after this entire transmission, you might still wake up tomorrow and fall into the old frequency if there is no consolidation? Consolidation happens when you deeply understand the game. And the game, in its most essential structure, involves your consciousness, your frequency, and layers of information that were deliberately hidden so that humanity would remain small. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the complete map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules they never told you. It shows how to exit the vibration of scarcity definitively, and it shows how to anchor the quantum leap in your daily life. The link is in the first comment of the channel, but I warn you, and this time with more weight, this content challenges deep narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognized every word of this transmission, write in the comments a single word, with the certainty of one who has crossed the point of no return, awakened. And so it is. And so it already is. Namaste, Cosmic Family. We remain together.